So, we've seen a fella on YouTube that said that the tunnelizing on posts isn't great, and we tend to agree. And this, well, they're all kind of different. One's hydraulic oil, one's black engine oil and diesel, and one's nearly all diesel, or dirty hydraulic oil and diesel. So let's see what we do, and then with this wee pot here to let them drip into, so we don't put oil everywhere. And the only problem so far is that these ones are too big for the wee post driver I bought. These ones are spot on, but we usually only get 5'6", and those are 6 foot, so they're quite the lift up onto. But we had to use the chainsaw to cut a wee bit off the corners of some of the posts, as you'll no doubt see, to get them to fit in there. So this is our fencing trailer. See, chainsaws, mallets, crowbar, standard stuff. And then this is my new post driver. So, I mean, the make's not that important. They're all basically the same. It's pretty much a petrol Kango hammer, except instead of having a chisel on the end, it's got this here, goes into a flat plate here, which then whacks the top of the post. And then there's a bag of reducers if you've got weir posts. But honestly, I don't think it'd be worth your while putting in weir posts, unless they're the little, angle iron type jobbos, but they wouldn't hold anything over here. So she's not a bad job, but I do recommend, I went for the biggest engine in a 2-stroke I could get. That's 52cc. She's heavy. I think it's something like 35, 40 kilos. And if it's a 6 foot post, you're lifting pretty high. So she'll match you with a mallet, but she wouldn't be as quick as the mallet. But then you wouldn't be as tired as with a mallet, so she's a good enough oil job. After I bought her, Dad bought these weir posts to fit into her, because some of the ones we had were big halves, like 6-inch half. But because she's about the same as the mallet but a bit slower, anywhere where you couldn't drive a post with a mallet, you can't drive one with her either. She just sits and bounces. But the tractor post driver does an awesome job, even with strainers. Like the next 2 videos, one of them is this yoke getting near enough bait, and the next one is the tractor driver driving a strainer in the same ground. It's shocking. It's going a wee bit to you, but there's not much you can do. So this yoke here is the beast. The only thing is, well, she's in the 70 there at the minute. The only thing is with her, she's right and awkward to get in. Like, if there's already a post there, you have literally only the width of a post to sort of stand. Like, you're standing kind of like this here, and then you have to take the chain off both sides, which is right pain. And because she's not that tall, well, she'll take an 8-foot post the way she is, but if you want to go for a 9-foot strainer, which is what we were putting in, you have to lift the arms way up, and you have to drop this on the top of the strainer before you can take the chains off. So you're taking the chains off, yeah, you have to do a wee bit of climbing, let's just say. So it's a right pain, but because she's dropping, like, I can't remember what it is, it's like 390, 500, near enough half a ton. She'll drive a strainer. Like, I'm pretty sure if you put a strainer on the concrete and smacked it with it, you'd break the strainer. Well, you'd break the tip of it anyway. You'd make an awful lot of noise. But if anything has a chance of driving a post, it's that there. If you get a soft spot, and anywhere you could put one in with the mallet, the wee petrol yoke could do you. Or if the digger's beside you, she's dead handy too. Although she kinda, because the digger doesn't come down straight, she kinda puts them in a bit skewy. This yoke here is awesome. Like, you lift her up and you drop that spike in the top of the strainer, and then you've got the first 2 levers. One's to put her this way, and the other one's to put her this way. So you can put it in pretty straight. Just a pity. It's a pity the tractor's so clumsy to get in and out. Like, it's fine for a strainer because you're only doing one every 50 foot, but on post she's a wee bit unmanageable. So, aye, I'll show you a wee bit of what we've done. So, that's one of the strainers we put in, and I drove the slope in with the mallet just, and we put in all of these in with the tractor one. That's why they're half straight. There used to be, you'll see the difference in the wire there now. There used to be 2-row wire. You can see the posts are all lying in there. I think there was a bottle in the neighbours, and we had heifers or something, and one of the 2 broke it. I don't really care which. So, strainer there, posts all along, and strainer at the far end. So, and these are the posts that have been treated. So that one there's the black oil, obviously, and that one there's the hydraulic oil. You can kind of tell the difference in them. So I can't see much coming through that. She is, like, I know sheep would give it a pretty good rattle, but I don't think a sheep would even get through that if he was, unless he was freshly sheared and he was really determined, he wouldn't get through that. It's just a pity the rest of the fences weren't the same. So aye, that's pretty much it. What I will say is, I have bought a tractor, and she's on members only. If you want to see her, she's I'm gonna do a wee bit to her, pest her dad into doing a wee bit to her. She needs a wee bit of work, and then the reason I'm not putting her on the actual tunnel is because I don't know if I'm keeping her yet or not. She needs a lot of TLC, unfortunately, but well, whatever. Alright then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers. Right, so I didn't really get we've got another bit done there anyway, so this feels near enough shook. We had a couple of lengths set across the river now so the cows can still drink out of it but not escape. And then this wee boy here is a stay. I drove him with the wee petrol post driver, and she does. I can't really record it unless I put on the glasses, and I'm not wearing them because it's too hot. So, she does as good a job as you would with the mallet, but you'll see here she flattens the top of the post. Like, that is smooth, but who cares? Like, it's the big post driver does the same. Well, she actually puts a wee hole in it with a spike and then flattens it. But good job. It's nice to get stuff out and not eating silage anymore. And then the next thing will be to start silage. So, good boy, Jimmy. So, I was just coming in here. This is one of the ones that was too wide for her. So we just took the chainsaw, took a wee bit of all four corners up the depth of her. And then she sunk it alright. And then this was actually, whenever I was rolling this field, there was a bit of broken barbed wire sticking out and I didn't see it. I caught it and I just ripped these 3 posts, but she put in all 3 of them. And it's a dry old time. Dad thinks the tractor yoke would have put them in, and she probably would have. But my fear is she's so aggressive. Like, she's dropping 400 kilos on it. Them wee posts aren't that wide. Like, I'd be afraid she'd break them if there were any way. Like, that in there is bent already. Like, I don't know what she'd make of him. But well, we'll do another while anyway.